Thank you, Jokey, for your work there. Hans Kelder is with us this morning. Hans, good morning.
Good morning, Scotty. Yep. We're
Yeah.
going to talk about the memory like an elephant.
Yeah, interesting stuff. So basically, this is about when people are discussing stuff, they'll keep bringing stuff up from the past, and it's not really helping in the current conversation. Is that correct?
Yes, and also occasionally you'll get people to tell you a story about some dramatic event that happened, and you'll think that it happened last week or even yesterday, and it happened 20 years ago. And the feelings around that are still so intense.
Wow.
And so what it means is they've actually not been able to get over it. I remember one story where this guy, he embarrassed his wife at a wedding. He was dancing on the tables and all this sort of stuff. And she was telling me the story.
Hang on. I would remember that too.
I think that was my counselling session, Hans.
I can't believe you're actually quoting what Joe said.
I thought it was anonymous. I get the stories mixed up. Anyway, she told this story, and I thought it happened like a week or a month ago, but it was many years ago.
Yeah.
But what it is, you see, when people have these intense, strong feelings of pain, that's when you remember things. So you have a memory like an elephant because it's associated with strong emotion. Now, it could be a strong negative emotion, or it could actually be a strong positive emotion. So if you'd ask me, one of the things that I remember very clearly was the birth of my first son. Very strong positive emotion. I was elated. I was over the moon. I felt so. And I can remember that day, not because just of the facts, but because of the strong emotions that I had around it. And so if people have a strong positive emotion, they'll often remember the details, or if they have a strong negative emotion about what happens. So it's not just the information you see, it's also the emotion that people carry. And it's the pain that they've suffered, and they haven't gotten over the pain, then they'll remember the story over and over and over again.
Yeah.
So
And it comes back, you see.
Hans, how do we begin to deal with that? I mean, it's something I do tend to have quite a long memory, and it's not something that I don't want to dwell on things for too long, but I find sometimes it is a little hard to, do the Demi Lovato and just let it go.
Right. Now, the way out is you've got to rewrite the story. So what you do is you can create a new story. So what it means is that you, as a couple, can talk about this, but you try and resolve it. And the resolution that you have worked out together becomes the new story, which takes over the place of the old story of the embarrassment or the pain.
But, all right.
So if you try...
Okay,
I don't want
let's go back to the wedding then. I'm dancing on the tables. It's a sore point still for many, many years later on. How do I rewrite that story with my wife?
Well, firstly, you've got to go to where she's heard about it. So you've got to understand. So you might have thought, it's only a small thing for me, but it's a big thing for her. So you might say, look, darling, why are you so upset about this? Get over it. Not going to happen. So if you say that, the pain will stay. But if you say, darling, I understand that you were really embarrassed about this, and I can see that you were really hurt about this. So you tap into her pain into it, you validate the emotion, and you actually say sorry. Look, I'm really sorry that I caused
What
this.
about, though, if that said person on their wedding day has a reputation for doing that regularly? I mean...
I've actually resolved this issue by inviting my wife up onto the table with me. Now that's kind of fixed everything. Sorry, we don't mean to...
What I'm saying is, just so they did it 20 years ago, but then it's happened again, then you're saying, but nothing's changed. You know what I mean?
No, but he's rewritten the story because now he's invited his wife to dance with him, and so they're both embarrassed, and so now the story has been rewritten.
I'm sorry, Hans, I don't mean to trivialise this morning, but it's clearly a very, very significant issue in a lot of relationships.
The way to rewrite the story is to go to that pain and try and realise that this person was really hurt. Let them express their emotions. Try to understand. Show a lot of empathy. You need to maybe say sorry about that, and that from your perspective, you can see that they were really hurt. I'm really sorry. I didn't realise at the time, but now I can see that you're really upset about this. And so the story now is around the apology that's been made.
And obviously
and
forgiveness has to come into this as well.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So the person forgives. But what it means is the wife will have a story about her husband doing something, but having the ability to see that she was hurt and that he was really sorry for causing the pain. So that becomes a new story. And then that will relieve the pain, and she might if she does remember it, she won't remember it just as something that happened on that occasion. But
What about if it happens again though? Then what do you do?
Then you probably have to go through the process again, I'd say. So you've got to continue rewrite. We do a lot of rewriting actually without actually knowing. But
So a good relationship is about constant rewriting.
if there's pain and if you want to get rid of elephant memory events, which is strong pain experience or strong elation experience, you actually want to have a memory like an elephant for the good things that happen actually. But it's amazing how we've got a memory like an elephant for the bad things that happen. But if you can sort of balance it off a bit, so it's good sometimes just to tell stories about all the good things that happened. That's
Focus on the positives.
Can I just make this point as I finish, Hans? The love keeps no record of wrongs is often harder than it sounds. For a lot of people, that it's challenging to let go of the stuff that actually did hurt.
Yeah.
Yes, but it's easier to let go of things that hurt if the person says they're really sorry for causing the pain.
Good call. Good call.
Good stuff. Thank you, Hans.
See you next Monday.